Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm doing okay. Just got home. I had to pick up some medications. And Petco is having a reptiles expo this weekend. And so, needless to say, I stopped in there. Which is really was not a good idea because I had just promised my therapist I would not buy any more tarantulas. Um, but basically, I got two tarantulas for 70% off on each of them. Uh, so that's a deal I couldn't pass up. And it was two that I did not have. So, um, my Aunt Robin died, one of my mom's sisters, and I was going to send flowers to her two daughters, my cousins. And I was talking to one of them the other night, and she's like, "Hey, instead of sending us flowers that will either die or we can't keep alive, um, get yourself a tarantula and name it after our mom, which her name is Robbins. I'm named after her." So uh, that's my excuse for getting them. I gotta name one of them after my Aunt Robin. So that's what I'm going to do. And the second one I'll figure out. um, but I will not be buying any more this year. This was, you know, they have this reptile expo yearly at this time. And as much as I love buying them, my therapist and I had a really deep talk when I talked to her a couple weeks ago. And I have been self-isolating for a very long time, like for almost 4 years. Since before COVID hit, I was already self-isolating. So when COVID hit, it was no big change for me because I just stayed at home and went out even more infrequently. I'm happy at home. I'm comfortable at home. But I am using my tarantulas as a kind of as a barrier to not have to deal with people. I have been fucked over very many times, and due to that, I don't want to deal with people, and I don't want to let people close enough that they can stab me in the back and twist the knife. So I will talk to my friends, but I don't really have much interest in gaining more friends in person. But, having hobbies is good, but what I'm doing is not healthy because I am focusing so much on everything here at home that I'm excluding everything outside my home. So, I had told, because I had talked with her about it, I told her I would not be buying any more this year. They said I did buy two today, but like I said, one of them will be named after my Aunt Robin as a promise that I would get a tarantula instead of sending flowers or a plant that would die. And getting a $200 tarantula for 70% off, that's a fucking good deal. Uh, that's, plus coupons that I had, and you just, it's almost too good it was too good to pass up. Especially since it was two species I don't own. So, out here in just a little bit, I'll be getting them out of their enclosures that I brought them home in and putting them in new homes and everything. So, after this, I definitely will try my damnedest to not buy anymore. My therapist is worried about me because I am that all or nothing person. I don't know what halfway means. When I'm in, I am all in, and that'll never change. But I have to learn to start moderating what I do and keep moderating my hobbies so I'm not going overboard with them. I had my birthday on Wednesday. Was an absolute great day, except for the fact that my back was hurting real bad. So I pretty much just stayed in bed, did some diamond paintings. My oldest called me in the early afternoon, and then later that evening, my youngest called me, and he and his wife both wished me happy birthday, and my two grandbabies both wished me happy birthday with a little prompting. Both of them said, "I love you, Nona," because I am Nona to them. They blew me kisses. They caught my kisses. And basically, I was a puddle on the floor. They totally melted me. Wow. The emotions I feel, I love my sons and daughters so very much. But those grandbabies just make me melt. They are now number one on my list of everything that make, my love, my devotion, everything. And knowing that they know me, even though I don't get to see them a whole lot, but I do get to talk to them. I haven't video chatted in a little while, but probably the next time I talk to them all, I'll video chat. That way they can see me. And damn fruit fly. Just even though I'm 6 hours away, I'm still part of their lives. And that is one of the best feelings ever, because when my niece and nephew were growing up, my brother and his wife never brought my niece and nephew down here to get to know my mom and dad. And that hurt them. So, of course, when I had my sons, I brought them out as much as I could. So they had that experience. But, a grandparent is very important in a child's life. And, when Jonathan and Becca got pregnant with Zachary, it took me a long time to wrap my head around that, because realizing my baby was having a baby it just blew my mind. I could not wrap my head around it for a while. But when I did, I talked with them, and I told them that I didn't tell them, I promised them I would not be that grandparent where the mom and dad say no to the children and then the grandparent goes behind the parent's back and gives the kids what they want anyway. And I promised them that I would never be that kind of grandparent because they are not my children. And, yes, I'm proud of the way I raised my children, but it's up to my son and daughter how they raise Zach and Lucas. It's not up to me. And I really do believe when a grandparent goes against the parent's wishes, it strains that relationship. Because, if they drop the kids off with that grandparent and then when they pick them up, that kid's going to be going bonkers and bouncing off walls because they've probably had too much sugar, and is just used to getting away with everything around grandma and grandpa. And when they go home, the parents have a very hard time getting them back into the state of normalcy. And, at that point, you can't blame the parent for not wanting to have their children stay any amount of time with the grandparents, because all it does is create more stress on the parents. So I keep that in the forefront of my mind no matter what, is that I'm not going to be that grandparent, and I firmly tell myself I am not Zach and Lucas's parent, not by any stretch. And for 3 years now, I've kept to that promise, and I will always keep that promise because I never want to do anything that would damage my relationship with my sons and daughters. That's not something I ever want to risk doing. And so, just being in their lives is really amazing. And, hearing both of them say, I love you, Nona. Holy crap, that was just the best feeling in the world. It really was great. And then Thursday, of course, was Christopher's birthday because I had him the day after I turned 21. I turned 21 on the 12th, 34 years ago. And then that night, early morning of the 13th at 3:20 in the morning, I went into labor with Chris. I was in labor all morning, afternoon, and evening, and I finally gave birth to Chris at 3:29 p.m. July 13th, 1989. 34 years ago. Holy fuck, how did that happen? To this day, he is absolutely the best birthday present I've ever had. That young man has been, he's just been a rock for me. Nothing on earth could be better. My kids and grandkids literally are everything to me. And I am blessed beyond all belief that I am an active part of their lives, and they take the time to include me in what's going on in their lives. my life is usually quite boring. Uh, don't really have a whole lot going on. So, when I call, I'm, interested in what's going on in their lives. If something's good, that's great. If something's gone, not so good, we talk about it, and I let them get it off their chest and hopefully help them a little bit. So my therapist was absolutely thrilled that I am reaching out more to the kids, because for quite a few years I didn't call them unless something was up, because I didn't want to bother them. I know my life is way different from everybody else's. I don't have anything that is pressing on my time. And I know that 98% of the people I'm friends with have busy lives, including my kids. So I used to not want to call them. I would want to call them, but I didn't, because I didn't want to bother them. That's one thing Jasmine and I worked on. And, after discussing it, I talked to each of my boys and I explained to them, I don't call because I'm afraid of being a bother. And both of them told me, you're never a bother. If we're busy, we'll let you know and we'll call back. But you're not a bother, ever. So instead of talking to them once a month, I'm talking to them every week or so. Probably more like every couple weeks, but that's okay too. And usually I'm the one calling. So, my therapist is really proud of me for actively reaching out to keep the kids, up to date in my life. And she was she was surprised but extremely proud of the fact that I asked one of my good friends to go out with me on the 4th. We went to dinner and a movie. She really did not expect me to do that, but she was very, very happy I did. And then Thursday the 13th, I also went up to the library at 6 o'clock that night, and I took a painting class for the first time in my life. Basically, the artist had already drawn the pictures on the canvas, and then she had a sample of the way she painted the picture, and we could either follow her example or do our own thing. And I did my own thing. The picture that she drew was of 3 garden gnomes. And this is my picture. Everybody, everybody that was in the class did their own take on it, which was great. There were some really wonderful pieces that people did. But, also the people that were there loved my take on it. In the middle, the one that had the brown beard, that's the one I call my Sasquatch, because it looks like a Sasquatch. But the round thing on the hat, the way the original painter did it was a bird's nest. I decided to go with a sunflower. And, you know, I have never picked up a painting brush in my life, except in 8th grade when I was in an art class, and I sucked at it then. But this is the first time I've painted anything since then, and I'm really proud of myself for getting out and going to the class, and I had a blast. It was wonderful. So, you know, I'm looking up things that I'm interested in that are going on in town so I can get out of the house more and do some fun things. You know, the first thing I told Jasmine when I first started seeing her is that I told her, I will promise you I will do the work. What you challenge me to do, I will promise you I will try my damnedest at. I will do the work to get to be better. Because, yeah, if I talk with her and she challenges me to do something, or, you know, recommends I do something to help with my healing process, and I don't do that, then I'm wasting her time and my own. And that is the very essence of being stupid. I'm not going to ask for help and then not follow those steps to be healthier. And she knows if she challenges me and pushes me out of my comfort zone, I am going to do it. I am going to rise to that occasion. I'm going to take myself out of that comfort zone, and I'm going to do my absolute best to crush it. I trying to find my hand lotion. Oh well, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I've been seeing her now for, I guess, 2.25 years now. Yeah, 2.25 years I've been seeing her. And I had seen a therapist up there before her, but I wasn't ready to face the grief and everything I was feeling at that time. So I put on that facade of, yes, I'm getting better, even though I really wasn't. So when she switched offices from Wythe County to Bland County, that's when I started seeing Jasmine. And Jasmine from the start has just really challenged me in such a good way that it helps bring out the best in me. So when she tells me she's concerned about my continually buying tarantulas, then I listen. But like I said, this is a memorial tarantula, the first one. The second one, I don't know. Maybe it'll be a memorial tarantula of my mom or dad. I don't know. But I'm working hard to face my issues and start dealing with things in a healthier way rather than returning to that cycle of codependency and self-sabotage. that's not good for me. So, getting out there more, I hope will really be good for me, because I used to be a big people person when I was younger and could work. But after I moved into the house down here in 2016, I started secluding myself, and I just withdrew from everybody and everything because I was broken beyond belief. And when I get hurt, I withdraw. So being able to get back out there on my own terms is definitely going to be good for me. So day at a time, I am enjoying things a lot more. I'm laughing a lot more each day, because you need laughter to make your life better. And what's the point of living if you're not going to enjoy what life has to offer? So, and I'm not going to lay down and give up by any stretch. I'm going to fight, and I'm going to win the war. I know I haven't posted in a while. I'm not, I'm still taking feeding videos and videos of me holding my tarantulas. I just haven't been posting them. I've been really lax about it. I've really been focused on Jet and doing my diamond paintings. So, I need to get back on top of all that. But I just figured I would, make this video about what's going on in my life and how things are going. Give y'all an update for the most part. Let you know I'm still here and I'm still kicking. That's better than the alternative. So, if you've watched this, I thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. And I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. So I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye.